morning, everybody. Oh, the music is still really loud. Let's turn that down just a little bit. But good morning, everybody. Glad to have you with me this morning. Hi, Fluffy. Hello, I'm so happy to see you here. If you're not familiar, my name's Eugenio, or DM Jazzy Hands. Happy Tuesday morning if you are, in the United States. If you're somewhere else, then happy whatever day, whatever time of day it is. This is ostensibly a Neverwinter stream, but really it's just a chance to hang out and have some coffee at the end of my morning. It's 11 o'clock here. And to just say hi, check in, see how folks are doing. This game is very loud in my ears. Gonna turn it down. Nope, that's turning it up. I understand how volume meters work. Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. Last time I did Neverwinter streaming, I was playing my high-level rogue, but this time we're gonna run around with my mid-level paladin. Still have no idea what I'm doing in Neverwinter. What kind of character did you build? What level are they? What are you doing? I love to hear about it. This is my tiefling paladin of tomorrow. And we're still trying to level her up so that she can play with some friends as their tank, but we got to get her a little higher level, because right now she's just level 64. So we are now, right now, in Mount Hotenow. Yes, we are inside Mount Hotenow. Yes, the Mount Hotenow that erupted and destroyed Neverwinter. Yes, that is in fact where we are. We're almost done with this zone. Half-elf warlock, love a warlock. 25, fumbling about with early-ish quests. Love it, love it, love it. My very first character ever was a warlock, and then I didn't play for like years after that, so I don't really remember how they work. We're almost done with this Mount Hotenow zone. I think I have to like turn in one or two more things. Also say hello to Sari, my Triceratops. She's the best. Anyway, I got a workshop, and it makes no sense. The crafting professions and stuff have gone through so many changes in the last, like, year and a half. I have no idea what they are anymore. I'm sure if I, like, sat down and really, like, I don't know, read a dialogue box every now and again, I could probably eventually figure it out, but yeah. So anyway, we've been like killing fire giants and fire archons and stuff like that here in Mount Hotenow. And really just like what a cool, oops, okay, not you, Sari. What a cool place with all this lava and stuff. I just want to go on adventures and stuff, but as I said, no idea what I'm doing. I will say, like, the quest stuff, the storylines are, like, mostly pretty interesting. And at low levels, like, as long as you're surviving relatively well, like, the choices that you make in terms of, like, what powers you're using, and when you get a little bit higher level, like, what feats you take, none of that really matters until you get to, like, level 70 and start doing some of the old endgame campaigns and stuff. So, yeah, like, fumbling your way through and learning. I wish I could be more helpful about the warlock, but I really have no idea how they work. So let's turn in this quest. I'm going to try and get out of... I'm not going to read these because aha, this is what I wanted. Okay, so we have one more quest here in Mount Hotenow, and it's the Caverns of Carandax, which is a super cool, if it's the one I'm thinking of, dungeon with a great big red dragon at the end of it. I know she's talking. How do I make her stop? There we go. So I'm going to see if I can queue us up for that dungeon, and yeah, and we'll do the dungeon, and then we'll start a new zone, and we can follow all the quest lines and stuff like that. It's okay, I'm just doing AoE spells since I have been soloing for like 99% of the time. Yeah, I will say, soloing as a paladin was super easy until I got to level 60, and now suddenly it is way harder, because I don't have a ton of actually effective AoE stuff, so that's super fun. Alright, so hopefully we're gonna pop into the Caverns of Kundarax fairly quickly. While we wait for that, though, we can go back to Protector's Enclave, turn in the end of the Mount Hotenow stuff to Sergeant Knox, who's like our contact, and then one day I may have friends in there to play with. Well, I don't get on very much except for Tuesday mornings for this anymore. I don't get on as much as I would like, but like if we can find a time, I would be happy to. I think my wizard might be. Let's see. Let's check. Oh no, I don't want to do that because I'm in a queue. But I think my wizard might be kind of close to that level, and if not, I could start somebody new. That's fine. Yes, yes. Returning the fire. Blah blah blah. Oh, it appears. Oh, right. So I can talk to this Archdruid over here and start the elemental evil stuff. I guess I could do that. But actually, here's what I'm going to do. While we wait for this queue, what is the next stronghold I'm not worrying about? Okay, Rothe Valley is my next area. How was your weekend? You know, it was good. I'm trying to remember what I did. I had Curse of Strahd on Saturday, which was great. We did so not this past week, but the week before, they got a Taroka reading, which was very exciting, and the Tome of Strahd happened to be in Madame Eva's camp, so they got that right away. I think that the Tome of Strahd is like the most boring item in that reading because it doesn't actually do anything. So I was listening to the Tome show, and Jeff Greiner was talking about this thing he found on the DM's Guild called the Interactive Tome of Strahd. And basically what it is the tome, if you attune to the tome, you get, like, I don't know, a bonus to, like, your AC and saving throws against Strahd in particular, and, like, advantage on, here's the dungeon. Advantage on, like, intelligence checks to do with Barovian lore. Cool, cool, cool. But then also, you can sit there and spend, like, 4 hours a chapter deciphering the writings of the tome, because they're all in, like, magical script. And each chapter that you decipher draws you into the tome, and you actually get to live out a memory from Strahd's life. And, like, learn stuff about Strahd and about Barovia, and it's and, like, meet some NPCs, like, before they became undead, or before, you know, whatever. It's really... Uh-oh, they are running. It is really cool. I'm gonna read that message in just a minute, Fluffy, but I'm gonna have to keep my eyes on the screen right now, because I have a feeling these folks are going to be blazing through this dungeon, giving us little chance to see much of anything, but also I got to keep up with them. But yeah, I guess I'll talk. So I'm using the Interactive Tome of Strahd. It's super cool. So this week they didn't open the tome because the wizard character wasn't with us last week, and they were like, obviously she has to be the one who deciphers this tome, so, like, I guess we won't worry about that until she's back. So she came back, but she decided that she didn't want to mess with the tome until they were somewhere safe. So they continued on the road to to Vallaki. They were, you know, chased by wolves on the way. It was all very exciting. We did, like, a wilderness chase scene with, like, 24 wolves and dire wolves following them. It was all very exciting. And boss. Okay. And then they got to Vallaki right as we were about ready to end the session, so they just went straight to the Blue Water Inn, got rooms there, and oh shit. And that's kind of where we are. There we go. Wasn't too bad, although I don't think I really did a particularly good job as the tank, but it's fine. Good morning, Ish. How are you? I was just saying I have to sort of keep, because I'm running a dungeon with random humans, and they are motoring through it, so I kind of have to keep my eye on the screen right now. I will check back in with chat as soon as we're done with this run. We are in the Caverns of Karundax, an awesome red dragon in Mount Hote now. So that's what we're doing here. Right, so they got to Vallaki, went to the Blue Water Inn immediately, and we're just like, give us rooms, we'll, you know, it's been a long day, we'll have a sleep, and regroup in the morning. And so while the wizard was heading to Sleepy Times, she decided to get out the tome and attune to it and examine it. And so she activated the first, like, the prologue chapter, and we ended the session with Mists sort of filling up the inn, but only the party, and what they don't know is only people who are not originally from Barovia could see the mists, and they got dragged into one of Strahd's earliest memories of him as a child, having just had a rather less than successful training session with Rahadin. So yeah, I'm very excited. The question was, how was my weekend? And that turned into a summary of my Curse of Strahd campaign, which, like, let's be honest, was one of the most exciting parts of my weekend. What else did I do? I don't think we did anything else on Saturday. It was a pretty chill day. Sunday, it was one of my friend's birthdays, so we did a little birthday brunch, Zoom brunch with her at the top of the day, which was super fun. And then I did virtual trivia that a friend of my boyfriend's runs every other Sunday, which we did not win. We came in second. But we did pretty well. It was some hard stuff and like TV stuff that I'm very bad with, like pop culture TV trivia, and like terrible at remembering actors' names. But it was fun. So yeah, that was my weekend. Also, on Saturday, I got the final drafts of our first set of channel emotes. So those have been submitted and are pending approval, and then you all will have access to 4 of them. Very excited. They are, I'll tell you what they are, but I won't tell you what they look like until they get approved. But they are, what are they? They're LOL, hype, like a heart love type thing, and and a face-palming one, because obviously. So those are going to be the first 4 that will be available to you all who are subscribed this month. I mean, hopefully, like, today or tomorrow. They said up to 48 hours to get approved, but then, of course, it was a Sunday and a holiday weekend, and then, yesterday was Memorial Day, so I imagine nobody was going through and approving things like that yesterday, so it might be another day or so. But I'm very excited to have those available for you all. And the artist, whose name is Kelsey C. Roy, is amazing, and I will share her website and stuff. She and I have been friends since we were kids. And she recently moved to the city and is an illustrator, and just got level 65. Huzzah. And she's awesome, and she had such a good time making them, which is good, because I realized I have a bunch more little things for her to make. She's also working on, I might actually have these ready today or tomorrow, which they'll probably need to go through the approval process too. But she also is making the subscriber loyalty badges that you get when you subscribe, and like that show up next to your name, which I think right now is just that purple star or whatever. Hand of Megara. Okay, so Megra is the big primordial titan here in Mount Hote now. So I guess this is like an avatar of Megra or some shit. Also, I'm being a terrible tank because these guys are all everyone I'm running with is way stronger than me. And they're running in and just pulling aggro and everything, which is fine, because like we're making it through just fine. But I feel bad because I am not actually fulfilling my purpose. Gotta find my purpose. I need to say, I'm glancing over, I know there's a bunch of other stuff that I need to read, and I will answer questions, but I just saw issues say you need a save emote. I know. It's on the list for sure. There's a couple of other things that I definitely want, and save is for sure on the list, so. It might be, I don't know, I have to decide where it goes. If it's going to be like the 5th emote available to all subs, or if it's there's a couple of emotes that I have to figure out how exactly it works, but I think it's like for bit rewards and stuff, but I don't want to paywall that, because like this has never been about, I don't know, I feel weird about all of these things, but anyway. So yeah, how were y'all's weekends? Any fun stories from your D&D games-ish? Fluffy, what did you get up to? My DPS is so low right now. It's fine. I also like, and this is probably not the way to do this, because I have like reroll tokens, so I can redo all of my level up choices, but I'm just like not making choices in terms of some of the powers that I get at higher levels, because I know I'm gonna have to like change them all when I hit level 80 anyway, because I actually will have figured out what the hell I'm doing as a tank. But like I think maybe that's underpowering me a little bit. Okay, here he comes. This is not the dungeon that I thought it was, but I was thinking of the Temple of Lostmouth, but this, which is another red dragon encounter, but this works too, and I'm excited about it. Oh, man. Uh-oh, gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Okay, could you please come down here so that we can attack you? Because there's very little I can do while you're up there. Yes, scream into the void. I understand that that impulse. But then, yeah. Yeah, come down. No, that's not. Where did he go? Ah! What? Oh, there he is. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Hey, big boy. I have to remember that I am supposed to stand right in front of you now as a tank and not try and sneak behind you, because I am, in fact, the one that's supposed to... Hey, no, turn around. Oh, he's flying away. Coward! Okay, bye. Where'd he go? Yeah, come on back. Come on. No. It occurs to me that I just asked you all a question that I wanted answered, and I can't actually look at the chat right now. That has only just occurred to me, but it's alright. We'll have a lovely little chat as soon as we're done. This should be the last final boss of this dungeon, so we'll have a lovely little chat as soon as we step out of here, and I can actually look at the chat. Although, honestly, I could probably just hang out with you all and check the chat and chat. I said chat a lot, and they would be completely fine without me, but what are you gonna do? Can I please attack him now? Thank you. Yeah, come at me, bro. Come at me. I got my shield up. Come at me, bro. Yeah, oh yeah, come at me. Oh, they're gonna kill him before he does it. Yep. Renewing gauntlets of protect. Look at all these new things. Yes, let's wear that. Yep. How about this? Yes, let's wear that. Oh, yes, let's wear that. Uh-huh. Wait, this is better. Put it on. Okay. And then we gotta... Oh, man. I gotta take this out because I have these XP bonus things, because I just want to get to level 80, because I'm impatient, and also because I have people waiting for me to get to 80. Okay. Let me get out of this dungeon, grab the chest, get out, and then I will look at chat, and we will continue our conversation. Oh, please don't tell me those are better. I'm gonna be real fucking annoyed, because I just switched out my arms. God damn it! Oh, that's what I get. Now I get to pay to pull these things out again. Yes. Okay. Alright, now, let me see what you all are saying. Oh, we gotta scroll up. This over here. Workshop makes no sense. One of my friends. That would be fun. How was your weekend? Okay, I made a physical copy of the Tome of Strahd and put a bunch of supplemental information on where to find some of the other items and bits of other lore. That's nice. I like that. I like the Tome of Strahd being non-magical because it gives the players insight that can be used against him. Yeah, I get that, and I probably, like, there are probably ways that I could have gotten creative and made it more interesting. But I heard about this interactive thing, and I sort of love the idea. There's also some cool things about how, like, you see the visions, but, like, you're also kind of there, and, like, you can play with, like, Strahd and other NPCs, like, vaguely remembering you from their past, which I think is kind of cool. But yeah, you're absolutely right. There are definitely ways that you can do it as written and just be creative. Good morning. You play on PC, right? I do play this on PC. Keep thinking I need to start this up. Also, no worries. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I do play on PC. Let me know if you join. How do you negotiate the abusive aspects of Curse of Strahd NPCs? So do you mean specifically, like, the Irina Titania Strahd things? Because that is definitely something that I am working with. I'm trying to... There's a couple of things that I'm trying to... play with, right? One is Titania's sort of agency in her part of the story. For me, and I'm curious what you all think, but for me, I, like, hate that she sort of is this, like, you don't hear much about her, and obviously Irina is different, but Titania, to me, it seems like, is portrayed as sort of this, like, shrinking lily who, like, her betrothed dies and she, like, kills herself and throws herself off to avoid... I don't know. I guess there's some agency in it because she does it to avoid Strahd, but like that doesn't sit well with me. So I'm trying to figure out ways to adjust, and this is one of the things that the flashbacks from the interactive Tome of Strahd will help me with, to adjust sort of Titania's agency in the whole thing. So that's one aspect that I'm trying to work on. It's a good question, and I would be happily hear y'all's thoughts on that. Emotes, yay! You need to make a save emote. Yes, I do. Did a lot of writing this weekend. Got a Turbo Graphics Mini and played all of the Castlevania. Love that. Did my 2 stream games, an awesome Eberron game. Love that. Ran my Curse of Strahd campaign, Fluffy says, on Sunday, and it went a tad off the rails, as every good game eventually should. The party was exploring the upper levels of Castle Ravenloft. The previous session, they rescued Esmeralda from the dungeon. She'd been captured by vampire spawn when one of the party members had tripped a paralyzing gas trap. Everyone but one failed. Amazing. Oh, hello, Carl. Welcome. Glad you're here. They figured out the aspects of teleportation brazier in the basement of the castle and sent her through one of the portals. She wasn't able to continue traveling with them because the vamp spawn took her spellbook, weapons, whoa, and prosthetic leg. She is in trouble. Also, what Neverwinter server? I think the PC just has one server these days. I could be 100% wrong about that, but if I am wrong, I don't actually know how to answer that question. Let's do this real quick and see if maybe it says here. But I think you only really have one choice, as far as I recall. Yeah, it seems to indicate. Yeah. So I think there's only one-ish to answer your question. Woo, that was fun. We're caught up now. I'm caught up with all of you now, I should say. Welcome to anyone else who has joined us. Oh, we did the thing. Please don't make me go back to... Okay, great. So we're going to go now to the Rothe Valley and start off a whole new quest line for us to play with. We are a little over-leveled for it, but I do like to go through all of the... What does Jarlaxle want to talk to me about?
I've discovered something valuable. Yes, I think you are someone I can trust with this quest.
Oh.
The Drow of House
Let's turn him up a little bit.
to become the true power of Menzo Berens, the city of spiders. To this end, they seek out powerful artifacts to give them the edge they need to destroy their enemies. Some of the Zolaran spies in Neverwinter have learned of a cache of powerful magical artifacts deep under the ruins of Castle Neverwinter.
Thank you.
In their hands,
sir.
I
think I'm out of.
For the good people of the
I
sword
think I'm out of followers.
cannot
I'm
be
just going to
right.
accept this quest. We'll do it later. I think I'm
Lord
out of.
Neverember and Protector's Enclave about my
I think I'm out of followers that don't have subs. Thanks to you, Graham. I cannot even begin to thank you enough. Wow. Thanks, dude. Truly. Welcome to all of you with the subs. I was just saying earlier, I should have subs available sometime today or tomorrow. I put them up on Saturday for approval. With the holiday weekend, I imagine those approvals are a little bit slow in coming. But hopefully in the next day or two, you all will have an LOL, a hype, a heart, and a facepalm emoji to use. Also, with these 10 gift subs, it does help, Graham. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It helps more than I can say. You are far, far too sweet and generous. With these gift subs, we will have unlocked a 5th emote slot for everyone. So that's, I will talk to Kelsey and get her designing that one. It might be the save one. Might be something else. We'll see what she's got in her brain too. So all of that is coming up. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Graham. Truly, truly, truly. Let's see, what else do we have here? I gotta, you know what, let me see, hold on, before I read Fluffy's message, because I do want to read it, but I think maybe I want to adjust, oh, can I not? No, it doesn't look like I can. What if I do this? No, that doesn't seem to do anything. All right. I was trying to make that little alert box a little bit bigger so that people's names didn't keep getting sliced in half on lines, but it's okay. All right, so yeah, continuing my ramble. You're totally fine. The party... God, I can't... I have such a hard time reading the chat over here on this screen, but it's... Oh, you know what? I can make it bigger, can't I? No, I cannot. I just made myself smaller. Okay, that's fine. Here we go. All right. This says... So yeah, continue my removal. The party explored the upper levels and came across a jilted vampire spawn that used to be a consort of Strahd's. Love that. The party's blood hunter was very rude to him and incredibly hostile toward him. Cool. So when the party was trying to long rest, he dove out the window and fetched Strahd, who in turn came to confront the party outside of their destined location because of having his time being wasted, losing Arena, and Rahadin being killed. Nice. The session ended in the middle of combat, and the last line of the night was from our ranger, who told Strahd, "I see why Titania picked Sergei instead of you." Oh, shit, dude. It ended on a pretty tense note. I'm having a hard time justifying Strahd not going nuclear on them. Yeah, I mean, shit. I mean, are they ready to have this fight? Because I can see that. Now, here's what you could do, right? He can go super nuclear on him, right? But in his rage, and I'm sure you know this, you are clearly, from our conversations, a very capable DM, so, you know, take this advice with a grain of salt, whatever. I'm just thinking out loud. Oh, shit, I meant to read those. We'll read them in a moment. Especially because it's Strahd's turn next. They're level 9 and have everything but the ally. Okay. Yeah, I don't see any justification for him not going super nuclear, and the only thing that might be on the party's side is that he is so angry that he's not super, like, thinking straight and strategically, and so maybe that leaves him open in some ways, but, like, yo. Okay, so we're in the Rothe Valley. Let's read a little about here what's happening. Drow slavers are conducting raids all through the Rothe Valley, and my rangers are too few in number to confront them directly. My second in command, Imbros Iri Kar, is working on a plan, but he needs time to get all the pieces in place. If you were to slay some of the Drow slavers in the farmlands to the west of here, that may delay them long enough. Go and do just that, and find Imbros Iri Kar to the southwest of the farmlands and help him in any way that you can. All right, so we gotta kill some Drow. Scouting the rangers. I've sent a number of my rangers into the farmlands to the west to gather information, but several of them have not reported back, and I fear the worst. I need you to find out what happened to them. I ordered my rangers to report to my second in command, again, Imbros Irikar, once they've completed their task. If you find any of my rangers, report their status to Irikar. There's a lot of Irikar stuff. That was my thought, but, like, the turn I am planning on him taking is point-blanking a fireball because the party's in small guest room, then reactioning with absorb elements to half the damage he takes. Yeah, I mean, I think that's right. But if they're 9th level, like, they should probably, in theory, be able to survive a fireball, right? Probably, maybe. All right, so we gotta find some missing rangers, and we gotta kill some drow out here. That's a nice little combination, though. Fireball into absorb elements. I like that. For the evocation wizard that doesn't, or for the wizard that doesn't have sculpt spells, I should say. All right, so this is the Rothe Valley, and you can see sort of off in the distance over here where the drow have taken a portion of the valley and have created that creepy spiderweb dome. We don't see a ton of Rothe. Oh, we do see some chickens though. Hello, chickens. I'm on fire, so that's cool. Oh boy. Yeah, let's kill some spiders. Why not? Oh man. So this is the thing. This is what I was talking about. My AoE is not great, and I think I'm a little underpowered for what I should be at this level, which probably, to be honest, probably evens out because I'm so over-leveled for this zone. But they aren't so hot on the... Oh, wait, sorry. Before that, the party is hella tanky. Okay, because the makeup is Eldritch Knight, Barbarian, Bloodhunter, Barbarian, Barbarian, Paladin. So many Barbarians, and Ranger Paladin. Ooh, yeah, damn, very tanky. Aren't so hot on the magic, no, but you do have the Barbarian, at least, who can do Radiant damage, so that's something. And they have the Sunsword. Which character, out of curiosity, which character has the Sunsword on him? Oh, here's a Paladin. I mean, here's a Paladin. Here's a Ranger. He is not looking so hot, so... That died slowly. God, that's dark. The Eldritch Knight, that makes sense, has the... Okay, so that's two characters that can pretty reliably do radiant damage, so that's something. Also, what am I supposed to be doing here? Oh, right, killing drow. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be rough. But look, actions have consequences, and you were rude to one of Strahd's old flame things. Yeah, that's right. I blocked it. You gonna hit me again? Yeah, that's right. I blocked it again. Kaboom. All very exciting. I have also, unfortunately, I can't remember if I told you all this before, but my Curse of Strahd game, we've got one more session next Saturday, and then we're going to have to put it on hold for a few months because one of our players, who happened to be the player who specifically was like, when we were talking about what we wanted to play, was specifically like, oh, I've always really wanted to play Curse of Strahd, and now she has to work on Saturday mornings for a few months, so we won't be continuing on without her. We're going to play something else on Saturday mornings until she can rejoin us, but I am sadness about that. Yep, he's been absorbing the 20 radiant around from the Sun Sword's aura. That's helpful with the Heart of Ravenloft. Yeah. Yeah, that Sun Sword is rough to him. You can tell him I'm all right. You'll hear him, probably not.
It leads to the main village, and the place is completely overrun. I think the Drow are up to something, but I haven't been able to get any closer.
All right, I'll tell Dassar, whoever that is. Yeah, I'm gonna drag this back down a little bit. There we go. Whoops. All right, well, we're not done finding rangers and other things, and apparently somebody's got a quest for me up here, so that's fun and exciting. Oh, is it him, though? Is it the guy that I'm supposed to be meeting? Yeah, it is. Okay, I don't want you yet. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, so, next week, when I run, we're gonna do... when I run, we're gonna do the Strahd's Memory from the Tome of Strahd, from the prologue of the Tome of Strahd. That'll take up... there's not any combat. It's pretty short little scenelet. So we'll do that. And then I think they're going to probably spend most of the session just exploring Vallaki, determining whether or not Irina really does feel safe there. And all that. All that good setting building. So I'm excited about that. I'm sad that we are going to have to put a pause on it, but I want that player to be able to experience the Curse of Strahd, and I don't want to go on without her. So I'm not sure what we're going to be doing instead. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to be doing instead and who's going to be running, but I'm excited to find out. It's a good bunch. It's a good group of people. And it's nice to have a game that is not, for all of us, it's a bunch of, like, streamers and podcasters and stuff, and it's real nice to have a game that is not being broadcast in any way to anyone. I like the flashback. I had been doing a lot of that with the group prior to Ravenloft. I had read I Strahd several times, cool, and delved into the old Ravenloft modules for lore drops. I love that. I should read some of the older stuff. I skimmed through some of it a long time ago when Strahd first came out, but I haven't gone back to look at any of it in a while. Who are you?
You have no idea
how good it is to see you. I thought I was the last one left. I saw the drow catch the two others. Tell Dassar I'm still alive. Okay. Alright. There he is. I Strahd is a good audiobook. Ooh. I don't often listen to audiobooks because I have so many podcasts to get through, but that could be a fun one to listen to. Kapow. How many more do we need? 2. Ugh. Oh dear. Alright. What else? What else are people up to? What else are people playing in? I'm more than happy to continue the conversation with Fluffy about Curse of Strahd, but anybody else got stories or fun tales to tell us? I'm sorry if this mic picks this up, but it's hot in here. I'm gonna turn the fan on. Hold on. Hopefully it's not pointed directly into the microphone and it doesn't... Oh no, it doesn't look too bad. Is that my last one? That's my last one. Kabam! Ah. Hiya! Huzzah! You are very welcome, townsperson. That's gross. I don't want to fight gross. Blech. Spiders. I have feelings. I'm sorry. No, don't apologize. I like your Strahd stuff. Jazzy, tell us about your favorite NPC you've ever interacted with or played. Oh, man. I think my favorite NPC that I've ever interacted with or played. One of my... Okay, so I'm going to do both that I've interacted with or played. My favorite that I've ever played, I think might be... That's a hard one, because I've done a ton. But I think certainly up there was Vajra Safar, the Black Staff of Waterdeep, when I ran... Yes, you're welcome. I'm just gonna pick these up. I know we're not doing story, but it's fine. It's a lot to read. Was Vajra Safar, the Black Staff, when I ran Waterdeep Dragon Heist. She was a real badass. I love that character anyway. I think she's, like, pretty amazing. And I had a really good time playing her. Connected to her, and so I'm counting this all in one. My other favorite NPC to play was a tiny little mouse named Roadkill, who was the pet of one of my PCs when I ran the Dragon Heist and became like a messenger between the party and Vajra, and became like Vajra's best friend outside of, you know, other actual people. Is it okay to post links? Yes, I believe as a VIP you can post links, and I've turned off the Streamlabs thing to block links. So let's find out. Fluffy, do you want to be my guinea pig and try? Because I think the answer is yes, you can. Favorite NPC that I've ever... Yay, you can! This was a physical copy of the... Oh, great. Let me open it up. Let me open this tweet up so that I can have it, and then I will look at it a little bit later. Favorite NPC that I've ever interacted with. That's tough. Oh, you know... I was gonna say... I play so little, I gotta think of streams that I have played, or games rather that I... See what in my brain? Games that I... Oh, bad guys just spawned. That's exciting. Favorite NPC that I've ever interacted with. Oh, you know who it was, and this is why he was a character in my podcast for a while. Was Meepo in the Sunless Citadel when Tomb of Annihilation first came... not Tomb of Annihilation. Yawning Portal first came out. I had somebody run Sunless Citadel for me, and Meepo was just such a delightful little kobold boy. I refuse to let anything bad happen to Meepo, even though we ended up siding with the goblins, I think, in that run. So, like, I don't remember... You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't remember what ended up happening to Meepo, because we definitely sided with the goblins, ultimately. Whoops, don't remember. Hello! How are you, Tanya? Good morning still for... Oh, it's still morning for me, so... Oh, speaking of coffee. I'm running around in this game, not aimlessly, but we're not... Let's be honest, we're not paying a ton of attention to the game. Chatting about our various D&D tables and favorite NPCs and such.
If I didn't know better, I think you were mad to ask us to wait.
I have also mentioned multiple times how I am impatiently waiting for Twitch to approve the emotes that I submitted on Saturday, so that you all can have them, because I think they're super cute, and Kelsey did a great job. Awake, sort of. Yep, fair. What's one moment you had players ruin your carefully crafted story, and how did they do so? Graham, there are so many. We'll be here all day, which is totally fine. Let's see. Okay, so here's one example of many. In my podcast campaign, season 3. What season are we on now? 6, which means the Arcanium was season 5, which means Sylphson was season 4. So I guess it was season 4. Sorry, none of that matters. But perfect. I have 2 pints of ice cream. I love that. Good. Anyway, the players were sent to the city of Sylphson, which is the Yuan-Ti stronghold in the Last Refuge. And they were going there to retrieve the final key to get into the temple that they were supposed to consecrate. And I knew what I sort of wanted for, like, the season theme and style to be, was that it was going to be like an infiltration heist type season. I was super excited about it. I had set it up with the players that, like, you don't want to go in, like, guns blazing because there are a ton of Yuan Ti here, and a lot of them are well armed, and, like, it's a losing proposition if you are trying to go in here and just, like, burn everything to the ground to get what you want, right? And they took that on board, as far as I can tell. I realized about halfway through my planning for it that I had kind of made a mistake in scheduling that particular adventure campaign arc when I did, because our rogue was out on maternity leave for that entire season, and obviously the rogue would be helpful for a heist type arc, but it was fine. They knew that, and, you know, like, the druid had passed without trace, and there were ways that it was going to be fine, right? So first couple episodes, they're traveling to Silfson. They meet this orc on the road who, like, gives them some information about the city. It's all fine. She reinforces that, like, there's a lot of well-armed people in Silfson. The players get to the gates of Silfson and decide that they're just gonna go in and tell the guards, basically, like, we're here to, like, try and lie to them, and, like, we're here to trade and, like, get in. And I was like, okay, we had sort of talked about y'all sneaking into the city and I, you know, did all these things, but it's fine. Oops, didn't mean to activate that. But, like, it's fine. Okay, it'll be fine. Just failed all of their charisma checks. Anyway, to make an unnecessarily long story short, this season went from being, in theory, heist-themed and, like, sneaking in and breaking and entering and infiltration, to them being captured in their very first episode anywhere near the city, and the entire season became about them trying to perform a jailbreak and get out, and get the key from the Mage Ascendant, from the leader of the Yuan Ti, and, the entire season was completely different than what I intended. Yep, to jailbreak. Yep. And it was super fun, and the season was it was they're all my favorite season, but it was one of my favorite seasons just because, like, they were super creative, and, like, it really, like, being in jail and trying things and trying this and trying that and trying that, and so much time passing, like, really had an effect on the players and their characters in a really cool way. And, like, if you haven't listened, I don't want to spoil things, but, like, I mean, obviously they eventually did manage to jailbreak. But, like, towards the very end of the season, like, the big climax of the season was, like, super heavy, and we still talk about it. And, like, it still sort of affects and haunts the characters in certain in ways. And it turned out great, but my God, I had to rewrite everything I had written for Silfson, basically, except for, like, the base lore of that world. It was a trip. It was super fun, but it was not, like, not what I expected at all. Do I have to talk to you? Oh, it's Imboss, or whatever his name is. I hate that in these... Open the slave pens. Okay. I hate that in these instances, I can't ride my Triceratops. All I want is to get my Triceratops out. That's all I want. What other, how about you all, for those of you who DM, do you have stories of players completely derailing large chunks of your campaign? I'm trying to think of other things that specifically the podcast folks have done. That was definitely the biggest one. What else? I'm trying to think if y'all did anything super crazy, super out there to me when I DM'd for you for the summer, Carl and Graham, but I don't think there was anything, like, totally stares at Zalon. I'm sorry, Tanya. Stares at Zalana's intently. Yep, I deserve that. I absolutely deserve that. And it's funny because I don't know if you could tell when I was sort of messaging you about, like, what he was thinking about doing and then what he ultimately did. But, like, I was for sure having struggles of, like, my DM brain being like, don't be an asshole. You are such a dick if you do this, because clearly it's not what's in store. And then my player brain being like, but chaos. Oh, man. Yeah, that's fair. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sort of a little bit not sorry, but I'm sorry insofar as I understand that was probably a bit shocking. Oh, man. Good times. That was good times. I keep trying to mount up on my assassins. No, that's not an assassin, so I'm not going to fight you. In my previous Strahd campaign that I ran, the party managed to piss off every single potential ally. Like, they released Rictavio's tiger, they blew up Esmeralda's wagon, they stole from the Mardukov, set the Mad Mage on fire. Needless to say, things were pretty linear from there. Yeah, I don't imagine that went super well from them during their journey through Barovia. Like, it's a friendless enough place without them making more enemies. Ended in a TPK. Whoops. I mean, it sounds... I hate to say this, and of course, you know, it is mostly tongue-in-cheek, but, like, sounds like they deserved it. I'm trying to think if my very original... Like, no, not if. I'm trying to think of how the very first group that I ran 5e for, many of whom are on my podcast now, how they just totally upended plans for me. But that was so long ago. It's been so long since I've actually played with them. I've told you all the story of the Fellowship of the Toe and how they got their name and all that. That's that group. I think I've told you all that story. But yeah, that's that crew. Motley. Don't drink potions. It's not allowed. Ugh. It's absolutely allowed. I just get bitter when they do it. Is there not a thing in here for me to grab? No, I guess not. Yeah, I mean, it's all, you know, you just gotta roll. Where are all of the assassins? You just gotta roll with the punches. What's the saying? No plan ever survives contact with a... Well, I think the actual saying is probably with the enemy, but with players. Not that players are the enemy. They are not. They are also players. Work together, blah, blah, blah. Oh, there's one. Hello, wrong button. Well, doesn't help if I hit the wrong... Oh, never. Woo-hoo-hoo! Y'all, go easy. It was just one of me, and somehow I pulled about 85 of you. Don't know how that happened. I would like my AoE back, please. Thank you. I miss my rogue and his big swinging blades. Ding. In the first 5e campaign I ran, which was homebrew, the party managed to circumvent about half of a dungeon I had planned out for them by collapsing the tunnel entirely. Thankfully, the big bad was in the surviving half, but oops. Yep, that sounds about right. Ran an AL game where I was weaving a story from disparate modules. Okay. I'm excited to hear where that goes. Oh, also, hey, Tanya, are you... I should know this, but are you still... When does the St. Jude thing over? Because y'all are... Both you and Brian are both approaching exciting... Well, you already have very exciting numbers, but approaching even more exciting numbers, and I want people to know about it if it is still, in fact, going on while we are talking about players ruining our plans. Are they going to see me? Yes, they are. Cool, cool, cool. Officially May 31st. Okay, so y'all should, if you're not already, I don't know what you've been doing, but you should follow Cypher of Tyr here on Twitch and Urban Bohemian, because they are both doing fundraisers for St. Jude's this month. They've raised a good chunk of change, but obviously can always use more. Also, their streams are very entertaining. You should go hang out with them anyway. But, yeah, we want to see their numbers. Go to the up location, destination, direction. That's the word I was looking for. More coffee, please. One session, a player saw a frog-like prisoner in a Githyanki prison. Interesting. He let the frog thing out, and learned the hard way that it was a slod became a ticking time bomb. Holy, I thought it was a grung. So this whole time I was like, okay, that's not so bad. Like, where's this going? Uh-oh. Okay. I'm not mad about that outfit, I gotta tell you. Also, I have so many more assassins that maybe I'm not supposed to beat them in here. Maybe I have to leave. Yeah, I definitely thought you were talking about a grung, and I was like, okay, that's not such a big deal. Didn't even occur to me that it would be a slod, which makes way more sense in a Gith Yankee prison. Oh, I shouldn't have used my daily, huh? Oh, well. Oh, you all are gonna die. Maybe you shouldn't. Oh. Why is he not attacking? That's making me very nervous. There we go. There it is. Kabam, kabam, kabam! Uh-huh. Kabam. Nope, nope. My timing is not... Oh, man. He just killed all my little buddies, so that kind of sucks. I'm stunned. Yeah, stun. Okay, stop hurting me, please. Okay, do your thing. 2 and around. All right. 1, 2, and around. All right, close enough. Doop-doop-be-doop. Drow bracers. They better not be better than what I have on, or I'm going to be very annoyed. Okay, good, they're not. I'm tired of switching out my bracers. Greaves. I don't really want to switch those out either, but I will. What else can we talk about? Oh, I think I talked about this last week. In fact, yeah, it was here that Tanya pointed it out. But I'm pretty sure if you all are into the Civilization games, I'm pretty sure it is free on the Epic Game Stores until Thursday, when another different game will be put out for free. So if you haven't already grabbed that, be sure to do so. What else can we talk about?
There's no time to wrap things up.
I'll get in the wagon.
We need to go.
We need to go. All right, we're going. Also, while it didn't happen to me, I had a fun party derailing story. Sorry, I have to get closer so I can read it because my eyes. From back in the 3E days, a friend of mine was playing in a long-form campaign as a wizard. At one point, the DM threw a brontosaurus at the party as an encounter. He cast polymorph any object on it, semi-permanently turning it into a lizard, which he then kept in a mason jar on his belt with air holes punched in it, and fed and watered it. Yes. I do kind of... I love 5e. There are some things about 3.5 and the 3rd edition... Ooh, yay! And the 3rd edition days that I miss, and permanency and like, sort of all of the nitty-gritty of spells like polymorph and stuff like that. I do kind of miss some of those things. But I'm also a real mechanics nerd. Ooh, that reminds me. So later tonight, I am having my very first game of Invisible Sun. Whoop, those are bad guys. That I'm very excited about. We're just doing character and party creation tonight. But I'm super excited about it. I've got the group of folks together. I'm calling us the RPG experimenters, because we're just, going through. I think I've talked about this. Time is a flat circle, and I don't know when anything happens and where, and who I talk to about certain things. But, yeah, come on, jump me. There you go. But I've got a bunch of tabletop RPGs that No! Oh, it didn't work. Tabletop RPGs that I've never played, that aren't D&D, that I just want to try. Hello, Brian! I was just talking about you. Were your ears burning? And thank you for the host. That's very sweet. No, die! No potions! No potions! What was I saying? Invisible Sun. Oh, RPG experimenters. Right. So I've got a bunch of games that none of us have ever played that we want to try out. So we played Glitter Hearts, which is a Powered by the Apocalypse Magical Girl transformation game that my friend Greg Leatherman wrote. And we had super fun with that. We did that for like 3 weeks. We had a lot of fun with it. Now I'm remembering that I've talked about this. I'm not super good at Powered by the Apocalypse. At running it. I just need to do it more and like watch other people do it, because my D&D brain sort of makes me a little too rules heavy, and I think it's supposed to be sort of more narrative. But we had a great time, and like their characters were hilarious, and it was super fun. So tonight we are starting Invisible Sun. You didn't do anything, Brian. I was talking about St. Jude's and saying that people should go follow you and donate to your St. Jude fundraiser, to you and Tanya's respective fundraisers. Several months later, the group is about to fight the campaign's BBEG, who was in an underground 10x10 stone room. My friend opened the door, tossed the lizard jar into the room, and dispelled his polymorph, turning it back into a brontosaurus in a very enclosed space. It insta-killed the big bad as giblets of Bronto, oh my god, poured out of the room, flooding the hallway. The DM was so pissed off, they stormed off. Now, see? I love that. And, like, I get in the moment being like, oh, man, this guy had, like, really cool stuff that I wanted him to do, and, like, this is the... But, like, if the players can be creative like that, and be, like, that's... I mean, I feel sad for the Brontosaurus, but, like, very really imaginative. Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't mind that stuff. I get in the moment, having this moment of, like, God damn it, like, I wanted this to be a thing. I totally get that, and I have done that, and, like... But I don't know, ultimately, like, how fun is it to watch your friends, like, be super creative and silly, but, like, super creative with stuff like that? Like, this is far more story-worthy events than had it just gone off as planned. I mean, this was way back when we were in our early 20s. Yeah, that's all fair. I get it. And, like, but, like, yeah, exactly. Like, what a great story. Like, it could have been, oh, we battled for, 11 rounds, and 3 of us went down, and 1 of us had to be revivified, and blah, blah, blah. Or, like, we threw a fucking polymorphed brontosaurus into a room and blew it up. Like... That's a good story. That's the kind of story you, like, tell in taverns. I know I'm not reading any of these quests. I'm sorry, I hope you didn't come here to actually watch me play Neverwinter, because... what are we even doing? Checking that doors are secured, killing spiders, and going to the spider's nests, and I'm still trying to kill drow assassins, apparently. Good times. Dang it, I want a Bronto grenade. I'll name it Emily. That took me a minute. I was like, wait, I get that this is a joke. I knew immediately that it was a joke. It just took me a minute to figure out what the joke was. And now that I get it, I like it a lot. Brian, we gotta play some D&D together, my friend. We have not actually done that. Just saying. Unless we have and I'm forgetting, and then I'm gonna feel kind of bad. But we haven't, right? Ah, shit. Now I'm nervous. Come at me. Oh, I forget that thing stuns them. So it stops them from jumping on me. Ooh, why did you hurt me? That's not how this is supposed to work. I've been talking to Tanya about it. I'm very rusty on rules and setting. Improv, I have aplenty. Yeah, I mean, do it in a way that you feel comfortable with, but there are folks out there who will take care of you in terms of rules and setting. Have no fear. Also, I just think you would be a hilarious player, so no, I'll just use the daily. I'm just blowing things up when they tell me to blow them up. I'm not actually paying attention to what I'm doing here. You rang! That's right. Kill the spiders, kill the spiders. One day I would like to play with people. Yes. Yes. The problem is right now, like, I mean, this is sort of the story with everything these days, right? But, like, on the one hand, I feel like, oh, people, like, have time. Like, this is the time that I should be, like, really going out there and, like, trying to play with new people and organizing games. But also, like, I really don't have the energy to do that much more than I already am. And B, like, I don't know, I guess A and B are one and the same. But, like, I do feel like I have sort of overloaded myself with this stuff, because when this all started, I don't know, I guess subconsciously and somewhat optimistically, I was like, oh, this'll, like, it'll be a month or two, and then it's fine. So, like, let's toss everything in now and enjoy it while we can. Clearly not the case. So, yeah. But it has also, I suppose, sort of made me realize that, like, even in the best of times, I should make time for the people and the things that I want to make time for. So, yeah. All that to say, yes, we will play together one of these days. Pa, you are infinitely more important. Wait, hold on. I know that doesn't say what I think it says, so I have to get closer to read it. Infinitely more important than more games. But I'm not sure I understand. Also, not nearly as important as you think, I'm sure. But all right, got my chocolate chip cookie dough, Ben and Jerry's. Oh, that sounds delightful. Although, what time is it? I also have to keep an eye on the clock because I do have, speaking of, a game at 1 that I have to go. I prepped this morning, so we're all set for that. But I'm saying you taking care of yourself is way more important than playing more D&D. Ah, yes, I understand. You are more important than more games. Got it. Yeah, totally, and that's why I'm not, forcing myself to schedule things with people and that kind of stuff. Taking it easy, doing stuff now, but it has also made me realize that there are lots of folks out there that I want to game with, and by God, I will one day. All right, Graham, you're back with your ice cream. What story do you want to hear now? What is your next question for the group? What's attacking me? What? Is there a spider somewhere that I'm just not seeing? I'm so confused. I want to hear a moment that made you cry in a session. Oh, I can tell you exactly what it was. There are 2 that I immediately think of. So I will do them in reverse chronological order. I DM'd a truncated version of Descent into Avernus on stream. And wait, I can't wait to see what that is in a moment. A truncated version of Avernus on stream. And at the end of it, spoilers of Descent into Avernus, so mute me for 2 or 3 minutes, mute the audio on your channel if you don't want to be spoiled for some things at the end of Avernus. So at the end, they had gotten to the sword, and it was very clear, they knew about what was going to happen to whoever picked up the sword, and that they were going to lose themselves and all this stuff. They knew all of that, and it was very clear who in the party was gonna sacrifice and take the sword. It was the older, wise, smarter wizard character, and one of the other characters was a lawful evil tiefling warlock who had very clearly been going through some shit throughout the adventure and having crises of personality and of self and of faith and all of that. And in the last moment, that character reached out and grabbed the sword and, had the, mini apotheosis or whatever. And so that already had us, all completely, shocked, silent, and it was very touching and moving. That, however, wasn't actually the moment that made me cry. What made me cry was then when, with all of this power and the ability to finally sort of be the person that this tiefling had realized that they wanted to be, they then confronted Zariel, gave Zariel the sword back, and Zariel's reaction was just the scene that I played with that player, and all of it was that. I think there's a clip of it, or a clip of part of it somewhere on my channel, if you want to have a look, but that was really great. The other one, and I will admit, this one was a little emotionally manipulative on my part, but it was with players that I had checked in with, and these are the folks that I've been playing with since 5e came out, and so we knew each other really well, and we had talked about this type of emotional gameplay. But they were in a very tough situation where they were fighting undead and demons and devils, just wave after wave after wave. This group had been playing together for years, and one by one, the party members fell dead, and the last character standing was checking in as a DM. Imagine that. Yeah, right. Well, and I had a feeling this was where this story was going to go, so I really checked in, particularly with this one player who I'm about to tell you about, because obviously it was going to be real heavy for them. So anyway, so the paladin was the only one left alive, and the whole thing that they had been trying to get to was this this holy relic on top of this pillar that was gonna, it was the MacGuffin for this campaign, for this part of the adventure arc, and so the paladin got up there, and it was a holy symbol of their god, and they looked at it, and they realized that this holy symbol was, and their god, their god was a god, I don't remember exactly who it was, but it was a god of like self-sacrifice and whatever. And they realized that this holy symbol had the power to defeat all of the remaining demons and bring the party back to life. It was that powerful. It was that, direct a connection to their god's divinity. But in order to activate it, they would have to essentially wear the thing on over their heart, and the holy symbol had like these syringe things in it, so it would take the heart's blood of the cleric or the paladin that wanted to wield it and use that as the divine power. So this paladin that had this player had been playing for years with this party that had been playing together for years, standing atop this pillar, holy symbol in hand. I am not doing well in this fight. Decided to sacrifice themselves to save the rest of the party, and it was this pretty amazing moment. And yeah, it was a lot. It was good. It was a lot. So those are my two emotional moments that immediately come to mind when someone asks me, when have you cried during D&D? Oh, I feel like I missed a bunch. Oh, right. I want to see what this tweet is that you posted, Tanya. Snark. When you get a nat 20 on summoning your friend by mention them wanting to learn D&D. Yes. I love it. All right. What are we even doing? What about you all? What are some of your... It doesn't have to have been moments that made you cry, but what are some of your favorite moments from role-playing games that you've experienced? What am I even trying to do? Check that the doors are sealed. That's all I have left. Can we please do that? Oh, I see it. It's back there. Yeah, I'd love to hear your favorite lovely moments from... Ugh, are you gonna make me kill this thing too? Lurk. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of other stuff. Ooh, let me think. I don't think I've ever really played in a long-term campaign. Ooh. That put enough emotional connection to garner that. Yeah, that's true. It does take a certain, particularly if it's going to happen organically and safely, it does kind of require at least a little bit longer term so that you really get to know and trust the players and the DM at the table. It's pretty surface level, but Serena and Carlos, last episode of Rivals. Oh, yes. Oh. Actually, I haven't talked to Serena in a while. I have to check in and say hi. That reminds me. Whoops. Yes, that's a lovely example. Aww. Those two are pretty great. Oh, that reminds me. I don't know if I was out of the loop or if this was actually a surprise to me or if I've forgotten something, but I was so excited, Tanya, to see the announcement about your newest Rivals cast member today. That's so exciting. They're great. And I'm glad you all had a good time with them when you played with them. And I'm so excited that they have joined the crew, bringing it back up to 6. Very exciting. What am I doing? Looking for doors. Man, I am. Yeah, that one shot wound up being a test drive. That makes sense, and I kind of wondered, but I was also like, with everything that you and I had talked about, like I knew it was also just like something to get, to get a game together and some content out there in between seasons. But in the back of my mind, I sort of wondered, but then I kind of forgot about it, and I saw the announcement. It's very exciting. Though he cannot be that character again. Celise would murder him. Yep, fair enough. Fair. Oh, stupid headrest. Fair. There we go. Fair enough. What's a character concept I'd love to try out? That's a good question. I play so infrequently. We don't need. What does it say? Oh, we don't need Creflo Dollar D&D edition. Yeah. Yes. Correct. I play so infrequently that I do try and I have character concepts that I come up with and like I'm excited about, but for me, since DMing is sort of my default state, more often I I have like narrative concepts that I come up with and get excited about playing. So the few character concepts that I do get really excited about, I have managed to play, because I always, when I do get to play, I'll build one of them. So some of the ones that I've really loved playing, I loved every chance that I got to play Xenofia Silveranth, who was my my Shatterkai. Gross! Look at that egg sac. Ew! Look at it. Ew! It's pulsing. Xenofia Silveranth was my Shatterkai Hexblade Warlock, and I loved her. I really, really loved her. What other characters have I super enjoyed playing? I played a Divination Wizard in a sort of half-baked and unfortunately ultimately unsuccessful stream game. And he was like 10th or 11th level, I think. And I just really wanted to try out like a higher level Divination Wizard to see if it was viable. And you know what? It kind of was. It was fun. I really like, in general, I really like support characters, I have learned. Because I love being able to... I think what it is that I love being able to be creative with my spells and not always a little bit in the back of my mind be worried about, like, running out of spell slots that I'm going to need to do damage in the big battle. But if you're a Divination Wizard, nobody expects you to do that anyway, so pretty great. My top 2 character concepts I want to play right now are, if I ever get to play a player in Strahd, I want to play a Warlock who unknowingly gets their power from Strahd himself, and how that impacts their choices and journey. Love that. The other's a Fallen Azamar Circle of Spores Druid that I didn't get to play much. Love those both. I do love I also... That's true. I would love to revisit Zan the Hexblade, but in a campaign in which... And this is a hard... I have realized this when I've had Warlocks in campaigns that I've DM'd. It's a hard balance to strike, but I would love to sort of find a way to involve the patron more. So like having them be Strahd, having the patron be Strahd in a Curse of Strahd campaign, I think is a really cool and interesting idea. For me, the difficulty that I've had in the past when I've DM'd Warlocks and wanted to, you know, include their patron in the story is that, like, you gotta... For me, I had to be mindful and really careful about, like, how much time I was dedicating to that one character and essentially their backstory. And just to be sure that, like, whoever their patron is and whatever that story is, it can really still involve the other characters. Because it can very easily and very quickly become, you know, the tale of that Warlock and their patron. I just want to play a neutral evil character. No one lets me be evil. I love that. I love the concept of playing a Goth Druid. Love that. I have a concept of a Warlock that bullies their patron for more power. One that maybe they outsmarted and learned to phase true names, so now they're abusing it. I like that. I like that a lot. And, like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's just a bunch of ways to then, like, try and weave that Archfey into the whole story of the campaign or into another character's backstory that I think is important, because if you're really going to get the good patron story that you want, it's going to require some time and effort, right? Certainly more than, like, say, a cleric and their god. You know, that you can play into, but it doesn't, you know, you get the idea. I don't know, this is all my opinion, but a good Warlock story is going to require a bit more care and attention and time, and you don't want to take that time away from the rest of your players, right? If they're not okay with it. Of course, if they're okay with it, and they're cool with it being, you know, the Warlock and their patron show for a little while, then by all means. Tanya, I really want you to play a lawful evil, like, tell me more. Death Knight, Warlock, Barbarian, like, what are we thinking here? I love this. I do like the idea of a Warlock who maybe at first gets their power from their patron through service, but then claims that power is their own and supersedes that relationship. That's sort of interesting, like finding the source of your patron's power. You know what I think might be really interesting, or an interesting way to, like, do this, if you are in fact concerned with, like, spotlight time, is maybe to try and run it one-on-one Dragon of Icespire Peak style. You know, have that be that player be your warlock with the interesting patron and blah blah blah. Just to I would love to just test it out, right? See if there is a way for it to play out and be as interesting as I think it is, right? Neutral evil orc noble, love that. Who's had enough of the besmirching of orcs and as savages and is out for revenge. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Yeah. That's interesting too. That plays with all kinds of things. Obviously, you would want you would want a very clear picture or the GM would want a very clear. Could you stop, please? Thank you. The GM would need a very clear picture of, like, you know, what's going on here, and definitely, as we said, what a concept, discussing things with your players beforehand. But I love that idea. That's a great story as a whole. Headed out, take care. Oh, thank you, Graham. Appreciate you. Have a great day. Enjoy your ice cream. Thank you for all the questions. Pop in anytime and foment discussion here. I appreciate it. It was fun. Have a good day, man. I will talk to you soon. Kill these spiders and then I will check in because I see that we have more messages. Ha ha ha. Oh, that is delicious on so many levels of irony. Yeah. I would love it if they had magic, because a magic weapon they named Discourse. Now we're just really, like, laying it on, and I kind of love it. I love a good self-aware read. No. Die. Oh no, you're a commoner. Don't die. Don't kill him. Oh my god, Fluffy. Be right back, opening up D&D Beyond. Yes, I love it. Ooh, what's back here? Something shiny. Lore. Unlike in Dragon Age, I do not get XP from uncovering lore, but it's still a habit. What time is it? Oh, I have a clock up here. Okay, we got time. We're good. We can finish up this little instance and then. This has been a delight. I have really enjoyed all of this little storytelling stream while I mindlessly kill spiders in Neverwinter, which, you know, is fine. Good way for me to level this character so I can play with my friends. Tomb spiders. I think I've asked this question before, but speaking of, since I've got an Invisible Sun, my first Invisible Sun game later today, what are some, if any, systems that y'all have seen and want to try out? I'm curious what all else is out there that people are eyeballing. Is this where I want to go? There's no shiny. Yep, here's bad guys. Okay. Okay, alright, chill. Where did you come from? Ugh. Power by the Apocalypse and Fate games are fun. You know what, I've never actually gotten... I've read the basic Fate rules, or whatever. No, I think actually I read Fate Accelerated. I should read the regular Fate rules. But it looks super fun. It definitely... It's been a while since I've read it. I would love to look into it more, but it definitely feels similar to Powered by the Apocalypse in that, like, I would really need to shift my thinking if I was going to GM a Fate game, which is fine, but, you know. I have the Witcher RPG books and Blue Rose, which I think uses the age system. I think that is true. And yeah, I have been eyeing the Witcher game too. I don't have a copy of it, but I've been eyeing that too. Although, well, I guess it doesn't matter. I tell people all the time, like, it doesn't matter if you know the setting and the lore, like, you know, we can take care of that. And then I end up hesitating on things like the Witcher game, because I don't know a ton of that lore, but maybe I should take my own damn advice. Yeah, I want to play Dragon Age RPG so hard, never had anyone to play with. Also, Blue Rose setting is queer by default. Maybe that could work better. Where was I? Oh, some con. I flipped through Blue Rose and, oh, no. It was at a panel. Might have been Queer as a Three-Sided Die, but somebody was talking about Blue Rose, and it just sounded, the setting itself, I don't know anything about the mechanics, but the setting itself sounded like such a cool, like, liberating world to play around in. I love that. Ask Simon. He's run plenty of Witcher RPG. Yeah, I should, and I should actually... I popped in for a little while to one of their streams, but it's never at a good time for me. But maybe I should try and pop in and watch a little bit more of it. Oh, God, I just used my daily. Ugh. Also, this mama is very large, and I'm very upset about it. Oh, and is doing just a lot of damage to me. Hi, do you want to... Okay, that's fine. Oh, here we go again. Ugh. Come on, come on. Yeah. No, put the shield up, Goofus. Alright, there we go. Woof! For me, the Witcher game has that person on it, and I can't... Oh, yeah. I completely forgot who was in that cast. Yeah. You know what I really want to find? There's some... And I found this on the last day that I ran Greg's Glitter Hearts game, but there are some videos of him running that, and I would love to watch that, too, just to get it... Nope. I do not want to fight all those spiders. I just want to get out of here. Oh, but there's a shiny up there. Alright, I guess I'll fight all these spiders. Yeah, that is... Probably was Joe character since he co-created. It might have been Joe, I guess, like before I met, whatever, Joe. Because I wouldn't have had any real connection to him before, so it would have probably slipped my mind that that's who it was, so that makes sense. Ooh, more egg sacs. Charming. I have Love is an Open Door from Frozen stuck... Oh, it's already dead. Stuck in my head and have for, like, a while. Like, all day yesterday and today. No idea why. Just up in there. You know how it goes. Okay, are these all returned now? Can I please... Oh, I still have to kill assassins? You've got to be kidding me. Okay. No, stop. I want my Triceratops, damn it. Okay, I guess we'll find some assassins, turn in these quests, and then I need to go get ready for my Tomb of Annihilation game. You are not assassins, I do not think. Nope, goodbye. Where are we going? This way. How's your time? Isn't it nearly 12:30 for you? It is. It's, yeah, 12:24, whatever. I did all my prepping, so I just need a little break to make myself a sandwich, which I can do pretty quickly. Actually, let's just turn these in. I'll kill assassins later. Alright. Well, the mindless game was fine, but I had a great time. Oh, it was so nice to just sit and chat with you all about games and stories of games. Thank you all for hanging out. I know Graham isn't here, but a huge thank you again for the gift subs from Graham and for the bits. Emotes are going to be out very soon as Twitch approves them. I've been checking somewhat obsessively because I just want you all to see them because they're cute and fun and fantastic. But, you know, holiday weekend, so I imagine things were approvals and stuff were slowed down a bit. But as soon as they're ready, you all will have them. Hype, heart, LOL, and facepalm. And they're real fun. Oh, God, that's bright. Yes, and they'll be super fun. So keep an eye out for that. You all are the best. I will be back, let's see, Wednesday night on Little Red Dot's channel at 7 o'clock with Overlight, and then I'll be back here on my channel with some Dragon Age Origins on Thursday afternoon and Friday afternoon, as always. You all are delightful. Let's see who we can raid, shall we? Who's on? Who's doing something fun? Who's hanging out? Wow, nobody is on right now, and I added a bunch of folks to my follow list so that this wouldn't happen. Anybody got suggestions? Because it appears that no one I am following is live right now. Who's got somebody good? Anybody doing... Well, no, I guess... Let's see. Guess I gotta add even more people to my follow list. I basically added all of Team Cypher, Tanya, so that if any of y'all were ever streaming, I could do that. Friend who's streaming if you want to raid. Oh, The Sims sounds like a lovely... What's this? Sorry, getting weird emails. Honestly, that's not why I said that. I didn't even think about it. But let's talk about what that means, because I don't really know. But yes, of course, it's you, so yeah. you kind of get blanket. Yeah, well, that's not true, but a quarter. Whoa, why is? Well, hello, caps lock. Okay, sure. Let's hop on over to some Sims. Sounds like a lovely way to spend an afternoon. I will drop you all off over there and say adieu. Thank you all so much, as always, for hanging out. You're the best. I appreciate you all very, very much. Means a lot that you all are here and that we can hang out a few times a week. I appreciate it. Happy gaming. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Stay inside. Stay home. What is the words? I say this all the time. If you can, and wear a mask if you can't. And happy gaming, y'all. Let's get over to a quarter ghost and some Sims. I never do this countdown right. Anyway, happy gaming, y'all. Bye.
We got a raid, we got a raid, we got a raid, we got a raid. Thank you so much for that shout out. I appreciate that, Hallie. For DM, Jazzy Hands, welcome on in, guys. Welcome on in, Raiders. Welcome on in. Good to have you here. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are doing well. Jazzy raid, Jazzy raid, Jazzy raid. Yay. Hey, Cypher, welcome on in. Thank you so much for that post, my friend. Can we get a shout out for Cypher of Tier as well?